Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Thank you for growing with me. I want to share another thing about, what I was talking about earlier before about Chad and the confirmations that I would get. I told you about the truck, and I wanted personalized license plates. And those plates couldn't have been more personalized if I'd asked for them myself. And they came the day after Chadwick Boseman died. After, I had been had a very emotional time that came after he passed. And the plate said, I'm not going to tell you everything, but it says CJ, my husband's birthday, my daughter's birthday, and the last numbers was 42. And, that was another form of confirmation for me. See, I was getting so much confirmation over there, but I had to keep it all to myself because my husband, he was scared. He didn't want to hear, he told me he didn't want to hear nothing about demons or spirits or anything. He didn't want to hear nothing about none of it. And including God. He didn't want to talk about that either. And so I had to keep a lot of that stuff that I found out to myself, and telling maybe a couple family members and things like that, but people start to, they start to think different things. And, and then on top of that, we have been ingrained with religion, and Africans are spiritual. We have been ingrained with religion so that we are so afraid to even try to open our minds up to really realizing the truth. Because there is a few of us who know the truth, but we really need to realize the truth because Jesus carried the cross of forgiveness. We need to carry the cross of love. Our cross is a heavier burden to carry than his. Because not only do we need to forgive others, we need to forgive ourselves. One thing we need to realize is that evil is not racist. The evil is not racist. See, our ancestors, from the time that they were kidnapped and brought to this country, were taught to believe that Caucasian people were the devil, the white devil. That's what you think, the white devil. You think this, okay? But evil is not racist. Evil jump off in all kind of folks. It jump off in everybody. And we all have one thing in common that God gave us, and that's a heart to love. Now, as far as the things that have went on with the Caucasian different things, I will tell you this. We've had people who stood up for Africans before, and they were all killed. Lincoln, John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, anybody who tried to stand for Africans. See, Lyndon had to go ahead and push it on through because John Kennedy had already signed it and died for it. So he had to go ahead and do that. But since then, and they talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump did do some good. He did do some good things while he was in there. But the power and the evilness and the spite and the vindictiveness and the cruelty, all that stuff just overtook him. And see, now he feeling bad about all the things he did, hopefully. I believe he is, though. But it's too late. You've done so much corruption and evil and undoing this and overreaching here and overdoing this and never thinking that the evilness was going to keep snowballing and it was going to work out to be an insurrection because that's exactly what he wanted. I don't care who says he didn't want that. Yes, he did. Charles Manson didn't kill nobody, but he instructed people on what to do. His hands was clean. He made sure he kept his hands clean, sitting off somewhere, strumming on a guitar, while the rest of them was off doing evil. But they were doing the evil that he instructed them to go do. A lot of evil people, dictators and stuff, keep their hands clean. But see, I'm going to tell you something. They can keep their hands clean on this earth, but it's some soul catchers waiting on them, honey. It's some stuff that I know that they don't know. It's some things that's going to pass, getting ready to happen, that's going to happen that they don't know that I know. And that's why the ancestors gave me peace long time ago. They told me, when he first got going, after he came, they talk about when he came down the escalator. Now, he was cool when he came down the escalator, because I wasn't even really paying attention to what he was saying. I just watched him come down the escalator. Come to find out he's saying a bunch of evil stuff on the way down. That should let you know he headed down to hell. He finna take the country right on down with him. Right like he's going down the escalator. He gonna take the country right on down to the pits of hell. And that's what he did. But we climbing back up. Because see, but even then, the ancestors revealed to me, he is not the problem. Don't worry about him and what he doing and the different things he doing, Because when he start unchecking checks and balances and overreaching and throwing people out of position who've been in there for years, putting people in acting position to act out evil, when he started doing that kind of stuff, honey, it wasn't no time for no soap operas no more. I gotta see what this man getting ready to take us, where we getting ready to go. So I was on the phone with my son trying to figure out what's going on, what he doing. I'm praying to the Lord, and they had to give me peace. They did. Because I was going through about that, about to go into an anxiety attack and stuff. That's why, I tell you, it's best not to be filling your head up with all that, because the news would drive you crazy. You need to turn it over to the Lord. Give it to him. God will show you what you need to go see and look at real quick. Catch in with the evening news, a few minutes of it. Because I can't, the weatherman, he guessing too. He really don't know. He'll tell you it's going to rain when the sun going to shine. It's going to be whatever the Lord says it's going to be. I depend on the Lord's weather. If it's raining, then the Lord say the earth needs some rain. If it's snowing, he said that he wants the world to look beautiful, and whatever it's doing, it's a day in the Lord that we got to rejoice in. Rain is not depressing. It isn't. Rain is depressing. The earth need rain, sometimes it take a lot of it, and so we really got to rejoice and be glad, and be thankful and be glad for this day. God, thank you for waking me up on this day, because I'm telling you, some people in worse off positions than we are in, and they are. And what we got to do is begin to meditate towards them, begin to think towards them, like we thought on Texas, and here come the lights. The lights came back on, and thank the Lord for that, and we done shamed that senator from coming back from Texas. He back out here now, facing the music. These people thought that's what their leader did. When the coronavirus came, he was over there golfing. And telling people it's a joke. Why folks dying? Every single day, just about, he went over there at the golf course, taking taxpayer money, flying over there, to golf. Why people dying of this coronavirus? So this senator thought he could do just like what his lead. He forgot Donald Trump not in office no more. It's Ted Cruz. You forgot Donald Trump not in office no more. We don't do no foolishness like that now. See y'all. See where Lauren Boebert chasing people and Marjorie Taylor chasing people. Where they at? They awful quiet. Crickets. It's a new sheriff in town. Time to get right. See, that's what I'm telling you. It's time to get right, people. We really got to get right, because we just don't know. Honey, we don't know. The evil is always plotting and going and thinking and doing. Just like they was doing in that house. Plotting on me, trying to see how they were going to get me going, get me riled up, get me back started, get me going back down that road, where God had pulled me out of. I ain't going back over there. I don't want to see none of that. I don't want to see nothing in my past, nothing that I done overcame. I done overcame it. So now it's time for destination greatness. It's time for genuine equality. Moving ahead and pressing ahead to the Lord's work, doing what needs to be done. Finding out about some police reforms, finding out about rooting out these police out these the Klan out the police department. 35 officers under investigation for their role in the Capitol insurrection. 35 police officers, some of them active duty people. Just think about that. See, that's what I'm saying. Talk about ain't no problem. Bill Barr said there ain't no problem with racism in the police department. Everything just fine. No, it ain't, Bill Barr. Now you see some things. I really like to hear what he got to say about this. He said ain't no racism in the police department. I already knew it was a lie, and he knew it was a lie when he said it. He said it for Trump. But see what the thing of it is, Trump let the evil overrule him. He really did. He let the evil overrule him, and it overtook him and took him there. And then on top of that, he was afraid to stand up to the white supremacists and tell them, hey, look, it's over with. These people belong here just like we do. You had a ride and your ride over. And really what you've been telling them is a lie, because you ain't supreme over nobody. So you need to get it together. So he didn't do that, but look who did. The new sheriff. Never before has a president stood up there and said, I want to end white supremacy. He said it. He said, I want to end white supremacy. Supreme Court. So we're going to start with hate speech. We need to start with the hate speech. See, I know, what's his name up there, Clarence Thomas, he got to be a little quiet right now. Because, see, his wife was help hauling them buses up here to this insurrection. So he got to keep it on the low. We need to do something about this hate speech. Some stuff need to be changed. Some stuff need to be different. He can't go to work and say that. He cannot go in the workplace and stand with no hood on or stand there and tell me he's supreme over me and I don't belong here. We need to change this. This stuff needs to be changed up. See, and I'm gonna tell you something. When the new sheriff came in, he put a sheriff over that military down there. See, them people down there in that military, they didn't even realize that one day, see, the evil don't think, they just doing evil. They down there making racist jokes and all this other stuff around this man. Didn't realize that one day this man was going to rise to the ranks to be over them. And he rooting out the evil. That's what he said on the first day when he got in there. I'm rooting out the evil. I'm coming for you. See, that's what I'm saying. It don't pay to do evil. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. You just won't be hating and evil just because somebody look different than you. But let me tell you something. We bleed the same red blood. We have feelings. We sad. We happy. You need to understand that evil is not racist. It's just not one racist group of people. It ain't. It really ain't. That's how we can come together in different things. But those who have done wrong will be judged for their evil ways, their evil racist ways, their evil hearts. It's coming for judgment is coming. It is. Trust and believe. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom all over the world. That's how we can grow all over the world. That's how we grow. We drive out hate through love. We keep on loving. It don't mean that you got to stay in something that you unhappy in. That's not what that means. Because true happiness comes from within. Once you find that real true happiness, there's no joy like it. And anybody that you bring around you should add to that happiness, not take away from it. Reach your greatness in God. God bless you.